Razabani for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Bournemouth here, ahead of Bilham Smith Chamberlain on Saturday night. With me, Dean Whyte himself. Dean, how we doing, mate?
All good, excellent, you know. Nice turnout on the beach, got a good crowd. Obviously, the sun seems to have wandered somewhat, but, you know, it's still a little bit of breeze. It's not raining, so that's the main thing. But yeah, we're here.
Ever been and done a public workout on the beach?
No, it's the first of its kind, I guess. You know what I mean? I think tomorrow's a better day, so I think if there's less breeze, I think I'll be more in a bit more of a jovial mood. But I think this is the first of a kind, so they're doing things a little bit different over here. But yeah, it's nice, it's nice.
Chamberlain, Bilham Smith, obviously headlined the show on Saturday night. Chamberlain, we know, obviously was in there with Okolie, took that loss, went away, spent time on himself, he told me, recover and learn the art of the sweet science. But everyone's saying this is a 50-50 fight. It isn't a walkover for Bilham Smith being the British and Commonwealth champion and European champion.
Of course it's not. Isaac Chamberlain is a talent. He's been a talent, obviously, but what's happened with him because of injuries and promotional issues and stuff, his career had a bit of a stell and it went a bit slow. But then obviously the resurgent, he signed with Hennessy and he's had a few fights and now he's come back. And now he's on the road. He's had a good stoppage against the guy. Okolie went 5 rounds with him. He stopped him in 1 round. I mean, Isaac Chamberlain has definitely got the skills to pay the bills. Obviously, you know, Chris Benn-Smith is a warrior. You know, continues to punch. Very durable, very fit. As we saw with Riakpo couldn't get him out of there. It's going to be interesting, the styles of fights, to see how both guys do with each other and the styles gel and they match. The experience is definitely with Chris Benn-Smith being the champion, having many fights and the pedigree he has here, and also being an ABA winner and so on many times and runner-up and so on. But I mean, it's definitely a great fight, and that's why I'm here to see. You know, Isaac's from my neck of the woods, so I will be supporting him and rooting for him. But you know, like I said, it's a hard fight, and you know, we're going to see Saturday night who basically gets the luck, because there's got to be luck in. You know, it's not always, you know, the skills, and sometimes they're luck in decisions with what the ref does, or, you know, injuries. Many things play factors. People with nerves, many factors, and it equals out the fight sometimes, balances out to a degree. But let's see, man. Isaac, this is his chance for him to now gate crash the party and become, you know, one of the run-ins in the cruiserweight division to fight for titles and get back that rematch with Okolie.
A lot of hype around Ben Whittaker. He makes his professional debut under the tutelage of Sugar Hill. What do you make of him? What do you make of his character, his charisma, the way he speaks? It looks like he's got the full package. Can he fight though? We'll find out. Yeah,
do you know, we've heard a lot of stuff from him in the amateur days and so on. I know his dad, you know, comes from a good family, good home, and, you know, boxing family. From what I know, what I've heard, obviously he's got the skills to pay the bills. Let's see who they match him up against Saturday night with, you know. I don't know how far they're going to put him or match him, how hard or how easy they're going to take his career. Because, you know, he's still a young man. They might say, we'll take it a little bit slower, move him on slow and develop him and let him gain that more experience as a professional. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens.
I just want to get your thoughts on Lawrence Okolie's tweets a couple of weeks ago. Don't know if you saw them. They were deleted quite quickly regarding Eddie Hearn. Seemed like he's not happy with Eddie. Eddie's obviously come out and said, look, he wasn't happy with Lawrence's tweets initially. They've got 1 fight left. Sky looks like they made Lawrence an offer. Lawrence is currently in Dubai doing his own thing at the moment, so a bit of a mess at the moment.
Not really, man. Like, look, he's been offered a hell of a lot of money to come and fight at Sky. These guys have got a short career. They're in it for money, and that's the be-all and end-all of this. So reality is, you know, they've had a relationship with Eddie, obviously through 258 management, and that was how the door was open. Now he's become a world champion of his own right, of him fighting and so on. Now there's been offered the money. He got to look at which package is the best for him. Really, when you look at it, there's only 1 fight left. In reality, maybe there should have been a negotiation to see if he could leave, because who knows when that fight's going to be made, because Matchroom and DAZN have got Usyk, AJ, then they've got Canelo and Triple G. When do they decide to let Lawrence Okolie fight next? So we've got to look at both flips of the coin, you know what I mean? I understand this because they've invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, but then moving forward, what about his career? He's a young man who's got his career, he's in the prime of his career, he's a champion. He wants to be either defending or fighting and doing stuff. Now he has someone who's going to back him and say they want to make him the face of Boxer and Sky. Man, it's a no-brainer, man. He's never going to be the face of DAZN with Joshua, with Dillian and the other guys there. At the same time, does he do the numbers? Because it's all about numbers. Does he do the pay-per-view numbers? Does he put like the views? Does he put bums on seats? So in the business sense, for Eddie might look at it like, you know, in business, we'll hold him because he's got one fight, but he's not one of our prize assets. But over here, Sky are trying to still capture young talent and guys that, you know, they can get back to where they were when they had Eddie at the throne. But I don't know, it's one of them, man. But look, I think for both parties it is a tricky situation, man, because there's a lot of time being invested. You know, 258, Matchroom, DAZN, they put a lot of time, they made him a world champion. But then obviously when your contract ends, this is where you negotiate with work. You want a higher pay, or you want a better scenario where you are, or many other factors, you know what I mean? Or they want to reshuffle the team, you don't feel the team is very supportive. I don't know, there's many factors, so only he will know. But listen, when the check is quadrupled, then hey man, there's not much to say.
Just over 3 months now since Dillian Whyte was in the ring. Coogan did an interview with Eddie yesterday. He was asked about Dillian. He said, look, Dillian's got offers on the table, BT, Sky. Obviously, Eddie would like to keep him. Realistically, is it all about making, as you said earlier, fighters need to make as much money as they can? For Dillian now, he's at the end of his, not end of his career, but tail end of his career. But it's all about maximising revenue.
Absolutely, hitting the nail on the head. So at this juncture, when you're at the tail end of your career, you want the biggest bag that you can get, and he needs to look at that and assess what's there for him. You know what I mean? And so let's see what's happening. But hopefully, him and his team will decide where obviously their loyalty lies with Matchroom, Eddie, DAZN, because obviously they built a career and they've had a long-standing relationship. But at the end of the day, he will probably go where the biggest payday, with the biggest bag is, and the opportunity as well to get back in title contention is.
Just a quick one. Rumours, only rumours at the moment, nothing announced, but strong rumours. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Now, Dean, I know you look young, but I know you're not young, and you probably grew up in that era of Benn-Eubank. Is it just mad to think that one day their sons will end up having a fight?
Absolutely mind-blowing, and it's just one of them, like history again defining itself. Imagine that those guys faced themselves many times, and now their children are going to face off. That is just mind-blowing. Even for myself, I grew up with the Dark Destroyer, man. Like now to see their kids at an age where they can fight each other is ridiculous. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be interesting to see what weight they do it at, because I can't see Eubanks making anything under 160 and be comfortably perform at his best at it, you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I mean, it's definitely a fight I'd love to see. I know both guys very well, and I wish them both well. I hope they get paid extremely well. And I hope they make a hell of a fight and make the best man win.
Dean, is it the right fight? Obviously for both of them, because Conor's doing so well. He's got great momentum at 147. Junior is at the tail end of his career now. He wants those World Cup fights. He wants the big names, the Charlos, the Golovkins. He's going to drop down for Conor Benn. Again, I know money is important, but is it the right fight for both fighters?
I wouldn't say it's the right fight, but when you look at the dynamics of what it means in a legacy factor, and in terms of a brand, you got to think that it's going to have that je ne sais quoi when you talk about the dad, the two dads, Ben, Eubank, the name. It's a big brand, you know what I mean? So coming forward, people want to say, raw, I wonder if this can live up to those historic nights those guys shared many years ago in the ring, and will it live up to that kind of, does Eubanks have the chin of his dad? Does Conor have the power of the Destroyer? We want to see the stars gel, but they are, I thought about this fight many years ago, and I was like, well, these guys are so far off in weight, but Conor's put on such a lot of muscle, and he's grown into the welterweight. I always use him as a yardstick to people and say, a man who's dedicated. He's had the name Conor Benn, the Benn name, and you know, in his early stages, he didn't have that pedigree as experience as an amateur. He had to do all his learning on the job. I mean, his shape is phenomenal. The discipline and what he's done with himself, and he's come on leaps and bounds, and he looks like a real force to be reckoned with. There's a lot of hard guys in 147, especially in America. When you're talking about them young talents, Jared Ennis Boots, you still got Keith Furman hanging around there. You've got, you know, my guys, Bud Crawford, Aerospace Jr. 147 division is a real sharp pool. It's not a joke in there. So they got to match him real careful when they are looking at who he's fighting. But I mean, this is a hell of a fight, nevertheless, with those guys. And like I said, I'll be chomping at the bits to wonder who is going to come out on top. But as we've seen, Eubank Jr. has a hell of a chin. He can take a shot. And we see him with that Roy Jones style, with the popping the jab and keeping it long and moving. You know, Conor's going to have to come through some shots to let his shots go. Both guys are going to have to face adversity as their fathers did many years ago. But listen, man, I think everyone's going to be, you know, that imagination of the what ifs and hows and maybe until fight night. So yeah, I'm definitely raring to see that fight.
Dean, you end up in different parts of the world randomly: Mexico, New York, Vegas. You're going to be in Jeddah, hopefully for Usyk.
That one I'm
Joshua.
Give a miss. I don't know. I was just talking to the guys over there. KD, big up them boys, big up Joshua. I hope they do well. I was talking to them about it. I've actually got a show, 3rd of September. It's going to be a great show. Probably sold out. We'll probably be, you know, hopefully we'll have some, you know, good fights on the card. The last time I did that, I actually travelled and came back about 14 days before my show, and then I was under a lot of pressure. It's a bit too tight. I don't want to unnecessarily put myself under undue pressure unnecessarily. At this junction, I say I won't be, but like you say, anything is possible, because I'm a boxing man. I love boxing through and through, and you know, I go where the money is and I go where the shows is. My best pastime is having a drink and watching the best fights I can see.
I thought you might have got scared for a minute, because the last time you went to Saudi on a plane, my man tried to open the door.
Yeah, no, I'm not scared. I took that guy down, man, quite convincingly, and hopefully, like you say, you know, I've travelled quite a bit so far, and I haven't encountered that yet, and I hope I don't never encounter it again.
Dean, just finally, Sky announced yesterday, obviously they won the bidding rights to show the fight Joshua Usyk here in the UK. Obviously on pay-per-view, obviously the price has gone up $26.95. They've got what,
Inflation in the world, man, has gone up, man. Inflation all round, petrol, housing, mortgages, everything's gone up. Inflation, so it's got to level out, I guess. I mean, I did hear that they did actually win this bid from a little while ago, but then I did hear some whispers about the you know, problema and stuff like that with Badou Jack being on the card and they might pull out, but it seems they haven't, and it's good that we'll be able to get to see this fight, and you know, it's all going to be good, and let's see. We hope that Joshua, you know, does the thing on August the 20th and bring those bets back to the UK.
Right, Dean, much appreciated for giving me a little bit of time. As always, my man. You're here for the rest of the week?
I'm here for the rest of the week, my guy.
So I'm sure we'll catch up either tomorrow or Saturday at the show.
No doubt. Thanks very much.
Dean Whyte, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.